Most people think that solo travel is either for the fearless or the lost, but it's not that black and white. And I used to believe all the myth myself until for the first time I booked a one-way ticket and stepped into the unknown. In this video I want to share what solo travel is really like, based on my own journey. Not the Instagram version, not the travel blogger highlight reel, but the honest truth. Because the moment you step outside of your comfort zone, everything begins to shift. When I first hit the road, I imagined weeks of silence. I picture sitting alone at restaurants, walking through cities with just my thoughts, always the outsider. And yes, the first few days felt exactly like that. But something strange happens when you travel solo. You become more open. You look up more often. You smile first. You start conversation you wouldn't dare start back home, and that's when the magic kicks in. Solo travel has a funny way of making strangers feel like old friends. I've met people on a bus ride who turned into travel companions for days. A casual chat at a hostel kitchen has turned into a night out or a shared hike. You don't stay alone for long, not unless you choose to. In fact, I had deeper conversations in 2 hours with another traveler than I had in years with some people back home. That's the beauty of solo travel. You only start alone. I won't sugarcoat it. The beginning can feel overwhelming. The first airport, the language barrier, trying to find a place to eat without looking completely clueless, it's a lot. Your brain works overtime, and everything feels 10 times harder. But like anything new, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You learn how to navigate new places, you start to trust your gut, you know when to speak up, when to stay quiet, when to go with the flow. Slowly, it all starts to feel naturally. You stop second guessing, and eventually, you start to crave it. There is something incredibly addictive about waking up in a new place with no idea how the day will unfold. Solo travel makes you feel alive. It strips things down to the essentials: you, your instincts, and the road ahead. Solo travel is not just a change of scenery, it's a challenge to every part of who you are. It tests your patience, your confidence, your resilience. There are moments when things go wrong. You miss a train, you get scammed, you take a wrong turn and end up miles off track, and there is no one there to fix it for you. But every single challenge teaches you something. You learn to adapt, you become more flexible, you figure out how to rely on yourself. And in that process, you start to grow. It's not always pretty, it's not always easy, but it's real, and it leaves a mark. Some of the most important lessons I've learned came from moments of discomfort, from dealing with uncertainty, from sitting in that space between fear and discovery. That's where transformation lives. This one always confuses people. On the surface, solo travel can look more expensive. You don't split the cost of accommodation, you pay full price for taxis, private rooms, and tours. That adds up. But here's the thing, you are in full control of your budget. You decide where to eat, what to skip, when to splurge. There is no group pressure to do things you don't care about. You don't have to compromise. I've had $1 street food meals that were better than anything I've eaten in fancy restaurants. I've stayed in simple guest houses that felt like home. When you travel solo, you tune into what really matters to you. And that often leads to spending less, not more. It's not about being cheap, it's about being intentional. Let's talk about safety. There is no denying that traveling alone means you need to stay alert. You are more exposed, more visible. And sometimes that can feel uncomfortable. I had moments when I had to leave a place because something felt off. and I've learned to trust those instincts. You learn quickly how to move with confidence, even when you don't know where you are going. You become better at reading people, you pay attention to your surroundings, and you develop this quiet inner radar that keeps you safe. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. And that awareness, it doesn't stay behind you when you return home, it becomes part of you. Definitely there will be days when you feel disconnected, when you look around and wonder what the hell you are doing so far from home, alone. Maybe it hits you in a quiet moment after dinner or when you are watching a sunset alone. That's real, and it's okay. But those moments pass, and they're usually followed by something unexpected, a conversation, a new friend, a sense of peace. Loneliness isn't something to run from, it's something to sit with, and when you do, it often reveals something deeper. Solo travel teaches you that you are enough, that your own company isn't just bearable, it can be beautiful. A lot of people think solo travel means booking a flight across the world and backpacking through foreign countries. But you don't have to start that way. In fact, you don't have to leave your country at all. Take a weekend trip to a nearby city, go on a solo hike, stay somewhere you've never been, even if it's just an hour away. What matters isn't how far you go, it's that you go at all. The courage to explore begins with small steps, and those steps build the confidence you need to take bigger ones. You don't need to do it all at once, you just need to begin. Something shifts when you start traveling solo. You stop seeing the world as this big, scary place. You begin to notice the kindness of strangers. You realize how much beauty there is in everyday moments. Your perspective opens up. You start to understand that freedom isn't about quitting your job or booking a one-way flight. It's about choosing how you want to live. It's about designing your days in a way that feels meaningful. And that's what solo travel gave me, a reminder that life can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you are willing to go out and find it. If this video gave you something to think about, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your story. And if you're dreaming of taking that first solo trip, just know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Subscribe for more videos on mindful travel, reinvention, and creating your own path. And remember, live by goal prints, not by limits.